live.
You got us all jacked up here, Barb.
Yeah,
Barb's on steroids.
Barb's on steroids. Yeah. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Stitch Brothers. We hope that you all are doing well. Who do we got in the chat? Do we got people joining us yet? Looks like we got some people.
Maybe. Anyway.
Maybe not.
I mean, we've been gone for a couple of weeks. I hope people didn't, think we were gone forever.
No, we needed to retool.
Yes. I needed to retool my back.
I needed to retool my stomach.
Yeah. Ugh.
It was a rough week last week.
Last week was, me too.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now I can see the chat.
Yeah.
Perfect. How's it going, Frank? How's it going up there in Canada?
Yeah. Whoa, look at this.
We got a whole bunch of people.
Yay!
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're excited to be back. Just a reminder, we encourage everybody that's in the chat to ask us questions. Makes it a lot more fun when this is interactive.
Yes. Us,
yeah. So don't be shy.
No.
If you have a question, ask a question. If you have some technique or something that you've been struggling with, anything quilting related, perhaps I can be of assistance.
Yeah. Which reminds me, there was a lady who asked about the 1/4 inch on the BO8, and I started working on that issue, but then I didn't have a 1/4 inch foot.
Did we give our 1/4 inch foot away?
Mine, There's one over here.
The things we do for customers.
Yeah, really.
When
half
it's hard
of my stuff is missing, but as soon as I get a 1/4 inch foot, I will take care of that question that was out there a couple weeks ago. So it's still up here. So don't worry. So ask questions. You may not get the answer immediately, but
look at this. I'm seeing a bunch of familiar faces, or names, I should say.
Yay! Yeah.
How's it going, Jenny?
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, Barb, what do we got today?
Well, we've got announcements, my announcements, your announcements. I've got some gifts to talk about. I've got some sewing to talk about. So yeah, we got a couple things, not anything world shattering, but maybe you do. What do you got?
Well, I got a couple specials. We could get that stuff out of the way.
All right.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so just a quick couple things sales related for those of you who are in the market for new machines and you're curious about the February specials. First and foremost, we have the special financing window for February is going to be the 7th through the 11th, and it's 2.99 for 60 months. So for those of you who are interested in that, that's going to be the window. It's kind of tight this year. That's only 4 days?
Yeah.
4 days?
Yeah.
So if you're the nice thing though is that's pretty long term on a $3,000 minimum. So for those of you who are shopping for, an embroidery machine, it's actually pretty good. I mean, $3,000. I mean, if you add, even if you buy a BO8 and you add a lot of accessories, you can get close to that. So that's a pretty low. A lot of times to get 60 months, you have to
spend like 5 or something. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So February 7th through the 11th, that's 2.99 for 60 with a $3,000 minimum purchase on anything that we sell. The next special is the BO8. Speaking of the BO8, the beloved BO8, we're doing a special for the month of February where we're bringing back that the initial deal where you got the free foot kit, which is like $170 value, somewhere around there. You get your choice of the quilt maker or the DIY sewing foot, and that is going to be included just like it was for those people who ordered the first batch, because that went away. That was the bummer for the people who didn't get in the first batch, is they didn't get the free gifts. But for February, the gifts are back, and we probably have a decent amount in stock.
So we have a couple in stock.
So you wouldn't have to wait for that. So it's a great time to pick up a BO8. Yep. So okay. The last thing is they're doing a Q series special, and it's going to be a $2,500 off on select frame models. So your Q20, your Q16, and your Q24, all those frames, studio frames, the Pro frame, of course. That's going to be the deal on the Q series. That's a pretty nice little savings. So those of you who are interested in getting the best quilting machine on the market, give me a call. We can talk about that. And then lastly, actually, I didn't write it down, but it just reminded me. I just spoke with Sabrina, our district manager, sales manager, and we're going to have the new hoop frame. It's a new product that Bernina just came out with that is kind of exciting for a specific customer. So what the hoop frame is it's basically a very affordable option that you can use to put like an 880 or like a 790 or 770 on a carriage and actually quilt in a hoop. So it's
cool.
Yes. So it's
cool.
And it's Bernina. So there's been some companies that have done similar things like this. It's essentially just a big hoop and you clamp and you can move things around. Cool. But because Bernina's doing it, you know that they're going to kick it up a notch. It's going to be high quality. It's
precision.
It's going to be affordable.
Yeah.
Which should be really, really great for those of you who, if the Q24 on a Pro frame is just not in the cards, but you do want to do free motion.
Yeah, in a larger area.
Yeah. So that will be something that we'll have set up. And actually, speaking with Sabrina, we're going to be changing our Madison class this year.
Oh.
So for the last 2 or 3 years now, I forget, time's been flying. We've done that sit down Q series.
Right.
This next year, so sign up if it's even available yet. I know that we're several months away, but it'll come fast. But we're going to be doing it all on the hoop frames.
Oh, cool.
So it'll be free motion instead of sitting down. So that'll be something that will be
fun.
Yeah, pretty cool. Fun. That's what I have.
Okay, what about those?
Well, you were going to introduce that. This is the special?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay.
What is the deal?
All right. The deal is 25% off of these really nice, really cool.
So let's talk about these.
Yeah.
Right
these
here. Let me see if I can hold it.
Yeah.
So I can talk a little bit about these.
Yeah, because these are really nice.
Yep.
Ruler.
And let's see here if I can demonstrate.
There you go.
It's adjustable height.
Ruler.
Very high
foot.
Quality. So the special is going to be on the 72, the 73, the 74, and then the 72S, correct?
Yeah.
So I had a lady who worked for us at from Bernina. She was an independent contractor who flew out to help us out with Madison. Robin, do you remember Robin?
Yeah.
A lot of you people remember Robin Pippins. Yeah. She's really, really great. And she had this really great demonstration on these feet.
Oh, yeah.
You remember this?
Yeah.
On the long arm. So specifically.
Oh, my Lord, yeah.
So let me take this one out of the package here.
Yeah.
So specifically between the 73 and the 72. And she described that these 2 feet work in tandem, meaning you should get both of them. If you're doing any sort of custom quilting, ruler work, free motion stuff, these 2 feet are amazing. And the reason is because this is your open toe. Oh, sorry. This is your open toe stippling foot. As you can see here, yep, you can see it's that open toe. And this is really great if you're doing, let's say, feathers where you've, let's say, maybe used the ruler foot to make your stem of the feather. And now you're going back and you're doing the, I guess, what would you call them, like the petals or the plumes, whatever you'd want to say. These 2 feet work in conjunction with each other because you do not have to cut the thread going from one to the other. So it's very subtle, but this foot here has a slit in it. And that's why it's an S. And it means that I can put this foot on, okay, I can put this on without cutting and detaching. So I could, for example, use this foot to, let's say, stitch in the ditch around a block for custom quilting. I can then, without any tools, using the little lever that the Q20, Q24 use, I can take this foot off while the needle is still connected, and then I can go to my open toe foot for free motion, stippling, whatever let's say you want to do some fill in a block. You can go ahead and you can go back and forth between these 2 feet without having to cut, tie off, knot, bury threads, all that sort of stuff. So these 2 are, if you're into the ruler work, free motion, these 2 are like a match made in heaven. And they're expensive. I mean, they're high quality. I want to say the regular price is like $160.
Yeah, something like that.
So the
Yeah,
25% off is
a
nice.
nice deal. Yeah.
Yep. So that'll be
Yeah.
a good time if you're
And
interested in these.
you can adjust those so that you can use thinner rulers and thicker rulers,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's got this like brass
Yeah.
fastener
And
here.
that's a real point, because if
And
you have a collection of rulers,
Yep.
and your rulers aren't Bernina rulers, you can probably still adjust this to use your other rulers.
Yep.
So it's a good deal.
It's a very impressive. So I can
Yeah.
see, Kaylee,
Yeah.
just keep her steady right there. I'm going to show you. I'm going to spin this little brass part here. They're expensive, but they're actually like a very impressive. You can see how that extends down. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have a low shank and a high shank and all that kind of stuff. And these will.
And the same on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yes, very cool. And if you're going to buy one, buy the other. In all honesty, the 72 is the same as the 72S, only you don't have that little slit in there that allows you to sneak the foot on and off.
Yeah.
In full disclosure, I don't know why you'd ever buy the 72.
Well, I think they came out with the 72, and then somebody said, well,
Yeah.
duh, how are we going to do this?
So, you know us, we always tell you the truth, even if it's, whatever.
Painful.
I don't understand why they make that. There's zero reason to, and here I have one in stock. So if anybody wants it,
we got it. You're covered.
But buy the 72S. That's the one that you want. They're expensive, and you want to get the one that
works
the
the
most.
best.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the other foot that's on that I can talk about is the 74, and that is the couching foot, right?
Yep. Yep. And I should have brought my couching stuff up.
Yeah, so you can demonstrate. But this is a very similar. You can see why they're on special. This is adjustable as well for height. And this is kind of unique. And honestly, before I knew that it was before I knew that it was a couching foot, I used it just as a edge-to-edge foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it has the gliding.
Yeah. If you're doing, especially if you're doing that wool applique.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I used that for this, and it worked pretty well. I prefer the cup clip with the 96 because it's a deeper dish. This one you can still, if you don't base the stitch down, this one can get under that fabric, and you can get in trouble when that robot is going on and off the edge of the quilt.
Yep.
This one will do it, but you got to be careful with it.
Yeah.
So I stopped using it for that, but that is one of the things I was using it for. But that's not what it's actually for. It's for couching.
And
why don't you describe couching? Because that's not my gig.
All right. I have an example downstairs. Dang it. And we did this at Madison. We had a piece of black fabric framed up, and was it Robin who was running it? The variegated thread, the variegated yarn.
This year?
Yeah.
Athena,
yes. And she made passes, and took this variegated yarn actually, and couched it back and forth and back and forth. And it was just a beautiful rainbow pattern. I have the fabric downstairs. I was going to make something out of it. Haven't done that yet. But it's really, we did that panel the other year with was it the snowflake that we did some couching on? Yeah. Yeah.
Couching with a robot is cool.
Yeah. And you'd think it'd be kind of weird, but it works out really well. It adds texture, it adds depth, it adds embellishment to your quilt. So it's a technique that people can use to add something to their quilt, but it's stitched down, and you don't have to do it by hand, which is really nice. So a good technique for adding to your beautiful quilts.
Yes, so that's cool. 25% off. Highly recommended getting them, especially for all you custom quilters and ruler work people.
Yeah.
All right, that was the wrong one. What do we got next? Holy Barb, what are you gonna do with that? It made me a little bit nervous when I saw that. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, James and Patty were here for their class, and what did they get? 790 Pro, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And
who?
James and Patty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got the 7 nanometer Pro. Okay, so they came from Ohio, right? They're Ohio, Cleveland people.
Yeah, somewhere in Ohio.
Yeah, and when they got here, James said, you know, I made you something, and he said, I saw that you had gotten one
Was
from
this
another
them, or
customer.
wasn't this the key? No, wasn't this from the from Troy and Lisa from Illinois?
No,
Wasn't?
no.
I'm confused. I talked to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I got a clapper from another customer.
Okay.
Okay, it could have been.
I thought because he said his father-in-law made him or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I have one. Yeah, I have one from them. So I'm getting a collection.
A clapper collection.
A clapper collection. So.
Do you want to start collecting clappers?
Nice hard maple. They're beautiful pieces of wood.
Can you explain what the heck this is?
Okay, I was just going to get to that. All right. So last coat class, I had somebody who in the evenings was doing other things beside coat class stuff. And she was doing let me see, where can I put these? Can I put them back here?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, so she was doing these little tiny things, and I was looking at that going, oh my Lord, who would be crazy enough to do that? And the pattern is, of course, one of Lisa's. So I put that back here. All right. And it's a beautiful little pattern. It's 24 by 24. It's a miniature. It's gorgeous. And of course, Barb got sucked in. I get sucked into a lot of stuff. And I started working on this. Well, when you're working on little stuff like this, you iron on your wool pad, you iron, and then you take this and you lay it on there. And the object is to press it flat, and the weight and the steam and the wool make your, I mean, these are flat, right? Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Flat, really flat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the clapper does. Helps you flatten these tiny little blocks that crazy people like me do.
How is this, what is in here? Like a piece of metal?
No, it's just wood. It is hard maple.
Why is it so heavy?
Because it's hard maple.
Huh.
Yeah. These are made out of really high-end wood.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like it's 5 pounds.
I know.
Like this is a weapon.
Yeah.
Like they won't let you fly with this.
No, I couldn't.
You could clap someone.
I could. So, my new clapper collection is being put to work. So thank you, James and Patty, for those. Yesterday we had Bernina Social, and Tracy had spent a lot of time with her embroidery machine and was making
like coasters,
embroidered coasters. She's, I mean, she must have had a dozen of these. We have some downstairs, and they're embroidered. It's all done in the hoop. They're so much fun. She said she just had so much fun because it's all done in the hoop. You get done, and it's a mug rug. Yeah,
she made me a couple too.
I know, they're really cool.
I feel bad. I mean, because they're made to put your coffee cup on, but like I feel.
Oh, I know, that's white, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get that stained, and it's gonna be ugly, and I just don't know if I want to do that. But
she did a beautiful job.
Yeah, and that's.
She did that on a 590. Too,
yes.
Which is a great machine that a lot of people don't buy because it's an embroidery combo machine, but it's a 5 series.
It's smaller.
So if you're not doing the big things, you don't need a 7 series.
No, I took a 570 over there yesterday to sew with because I needed a machine, and it's perfectly fine. Yeah.
We sell a lot of 570s.
Yeah, it's a perfectly fine. Okay.
We have some comments there, I see.
Do we?
I got some questions for you.
Okay, all right.
These are kind of all over the board, so
I
covered it already. I apologize.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, is there a walking foot for the 08?
Yes, there is. As a matter of fact, I was going to talk about that in a minute or two.
Oh, perfect. Okay. This person is interested in the binding foot. Would it be possible for you to demo it sometime?
Yes, we can do that.
Is that the 71? Which one is the
Well,
binding foot?
B08 or regular machine. I can do both. We got binding feet in both. Yeah.
All right. Is there a waiting list for getting my machine cleaned? It's been 1.5 years since I bought it.
Oh no. So Jake is he's pretty on it. We don't like to over promise because then we do get in trouble because occasionally he does go and does deliveries and things like that. But as long as you coordinate, a lot of times you can get it back in a couple days.
Yeah.
He's pretty quick. Just I would call ahead just to make sure he's, that he didn't get a bunch of them dropped off. But we don't keep people's machines for very long. We try not to hold on to this like for weeks and months like some people do.
Oh my God, yeah.
Have you given any thought to having an advanced summit type thing for Bernina long armors?
Is that Pam?
I believe it was actually.
Yeah. It's a great idea. I like that idea.
Yeah.
And I like calling it a summit too. It sounds
kind of cool.
official.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It sounds great.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, Pam. Maybe we should work on that. We should work on that for this year. That would be something really cool. The major thing is we'd want to coordinate with the gathering for the people out of town like yourself, so we could. And that's the tough part is because they're so busy.
Oh, it's
over there.
Yeah.
But that's a good idea.
They're loving your shirts, sweatshirt, t-shirt, and they want to know if they can purchase.
So no, you can't.
Sorry.
But I will say how to get one. Okay, this is how you need to get one. Is you need to, in the summertime, you need to find somebody to do you a favor, and when they go to Bernina University, which is the annual Bernina whatever, you have to work out a deal for them to buy you whatever you're looking for in whatever size. Now we don't know what they're going to come out with every year, but usually they have a great selection, but it's only available once a year. And usually, what is that? Is that July? When do we go? June. Yeah. June into August usually, right there.
Yeah.
So what you need is to find someone to do you a solid and pick you up. Honestly, we spend a lot of money there on the merch because you can only get it once a year, and I love this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice for me when I wake up in the morning. I don't have to what am I going to
wear today? Yeah.
I just wear something that says Bernina on it. So that is the way to get, but it only happens once a year. So
or you talk to your friendly local embroidery person, and they can take the logo and embroider it for you.
Do they have the logos?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they have.
Where do you get that from?
I think it's on the marketing hub, but
okay.
Yeah, because
make your own.
Yeah, I've made my own.
All right. Can you talk about lighting for long arms and what you guys carry?
So the Q series are really well lit. So I got a couple things to say about this. If you have a Q series, it's pretty good. However, if you look at some of the lighting options, the lighting bars, things like that are specifically made for long arming. Other companies carry those. They're usually extremely expensive. And honestly, depending on your setup, I think you could go and spend a fraction of the cost at Lowe's in the lighting department with different LED lighting strips. If you're someone who really wants extra bright lighting, I would actually look into like a hardware store or a lighting, that type of thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you're talking like a lot of those things are like thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I still don't think it'd be as good as just some really good lighting in your room. So I would actually go that route personally. You do want a machine, if you don't have one, that has good lighting built into it. But even so, like if you have your machine in the basement and you got the really warm lighting where it's just kind of dark, I can see where that still might not be enough. But I think the answer lies within figuring out a handyman type situation and figuring out someone to rig you up some really nice lighting, or like those lamps things like that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents would be on
Yeah.
lighting for long arms.
Is there a sewing table that the B07 fits into, and would it be included in building a $3,000 package for the special financing?
Yeah. So if you're
Ooh.
interested in, we have a couple options. I really like the Bernina table. We've also put them into Martelli tables, but I like that Bernina Studio. It's called the Studio Cabinet.
Okay.
It's really, really great. Now, you might be a little bit over $3,000, but you can give me a call. I think I have one. I usually sell all our fixtures at the end of the year. So I think we're down to only one.
There's nothing down.
So we actually need to order some stuff,
Yeah,
but
we do.
we're not,
Please.
we're trying to.
Otherwise, I have to demonstrate on the floor.
Yeah. So we need to do, so if you're interested in coming up with a package, we will always work with you to bundle and find ways to save you money, especially if you're looking for
the whole deal.
The whole deal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Will Barb contact us for quilt class measurements ahead of time, or should we call to make an appointment?
Okay, quilt class. I apologize to my February people, especially because I have been out with a back issue, and hopefully it is taken care of. I hope. I will be sending out to the February and March people the information that they need. Usually when we do a fitting, we do it right before class. Like if you're coming in to stay at the gathering the evening before class, if you're local, yeah, you can call and make an appointment, and we can go over what a fitting requires. So yeah, I'm sorry I haven't gotten stuff out sooner, but it will be in your email probably later today or tomorrow. Okay? Okay.
All right, last one for now is, what's the buzz from Bernina regarding them dropping support of the Bernina app to track all of our accessories?
The Bernina
That's
app.
from Pam.
Huh, I haven't heard anything.
Mm.
I will find out, Pam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the only app that I'm aware of, is there a comment? What app are you talking about? The only app I know is the Stitch Out app.
Yeah, that I have.
For like the 790 Pro and the 990.
Yeah.
But I don't know what app you're talking about, and if there was an app like to track all our accessories. Let me know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What app are you? I've never heard of another app. The Bernina World app. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that and see. What does that do? It lets you keep track of all the stuff that you own, so you can, like, all the feet and things like that. Maybe, is that what you're talking about?
She says not the Stitch Out app.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Tracks feet. Okay. Yeah. Let me look into that.
Oh yeah. Handy
Look into that.
little thing, but geez.
Perfect. Okay. Moving on. What do we got now?
Moving on. Anything else, Heidi?
Not
No?
for now.
One last
wait.
Oh,
You got
one.
one?
Yep. Do you have classes for Bernina software 9?
No, we don't have any of that yet. That is something that we
Sorry.
could
Yeah.
potentially do in the future.
Yeah. We have. I mean, it's a powerful package. It's a great package to have. I use it a little bit. You've used it a little bit,
Yeah,
but nobody here is an expert at it.
Yeah, I haven't messed
And,
around
Yeah.
too deep
Yeah.
in
We
that.
need to. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Moving on. What's next? Okay. I have some other gifts that people have sent to me. People are so kind. Jake went and did an install down in, was he in Illinois last?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And obviously those people know who I am, because he came back with a whole box full of patterns, and I am like a bag lady. I love making bags, and there's like all these bag patterns. I mean, there's a whole box full of these things, and it's like, oh, I've wanted to make one of these bags for a while. So, and then there's this bag that they gave me the handles for, and a teddy bear. I've been wanting to make a teddy bear. So I have to say thank you. I don't know if I've met these people. I don't know if they've
If it's in Illinois,
well,
it's
they've
Troy.
been here.
That's Troy and Lisa.
Okay.
If
All right.
that's-
Thank
If
you.
that's who it is, I'm not sure.
Thank you. And then
But
in
they're
there was this pattern. And I have to talk a little bit about this because this uses a technique that's called fold back or something like that. I took a class from this lady through our guild like many years ago, and it allows you to make the appearance of a curve without actually sewing a curve. And a lot of us don't like sewing curves. I'll tell you that. Do not like sewing curves. This is Southwind Designs, and the person is Annette Ornelius. And her technique allows you to do that curve without sewing a curve. So that was in that pile of patterns. I mean, there's a whole box full. It's like Christmas.
That's what you need, more stuff.
Oh, I know. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Yeah. All right.
How's the organization
Oh,
going? by
dear
the way?
Lord. All right.
So,
I've been having back issues, right? Since I moved, since before I moved.
Barb tried to carry all her patterns at once.
Oh yeah, that backfired. Anyway. So I have been able to use my BO8, and I did actually set up my 990. So I did some embroidery for my great niece, and so there's functional parts of my sewing room, but you kind of have to crawl over things yet. Now, if my back stays good, it'll be all taken care of. Just like that.
Yeah, huh? Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. 2 more things I have. I have announcements out of the book. All right. Join us for the Barb's Little Learning Circle, which is February 20th. We'll be working with In the Hoop zipper bag. If you don't have a machine that has a big hoop, let me know, because we will find a machine with a big hoop that you can use so you can try this out. And then maybe you would like, when is this? This is February 20th. We'll miss our financing option. But if they do like a 990 with a big giant hoop, I'm sure that
I'm sure we'll figure something out.
find a way
Yeah.
to help them get one of those.
That's my job. I'll find a way.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
All right. So come and join us. It is $50 for the day, and for that gives you my time and lunch. And I know I have one person who has signed up. The zipper package kit will be $35. That will include all of the fabric and interfacing and zipper and all that stuff that you need to make what we're going to make. All right. And then March 20th is pinpoint placement. Working with that in blocks to make sure that you can get your designs in the block. Cool. It's always cool. So March 20th is pinpoint placement. And then coat class. All right. February and March are full. We have Monday, May 5th and Tuesday, May 6th, Friday, July 11th, Saturday, July 12th, Monday, August 4th, and Tuesday, August 5th. Those dates still have a couple of openings. So if you have May, July, or August available, I still have room in my coat class. Now, I always learn something new in my coat classes. And, well, this was one of them, but I'm learning that some people like things closer in, some people like a little room. And sometimes with the weight of the quilt, it's difficult to figure out that balance. And I had Sue, she and her sister Sherry come all the time over to the gathering. And Sue's ended up being a little big for her taste. She got it home and she said, not quite what I wanted. But we talked last night. She's here for sit and stitch today. And game plan. So she knows what she wants to do to fix that, which is good. But I have another person who got really frustrated with their pockets. Pockets are difficult. So I have some different teaching techniques to help with the pockets. But it's the women who come to these classes are all excited. They have beautiful quilts. Your mom helped placement so that people could optimize the pattern of their quilt. She's really good at that. I would suspect, she does these things. And they're kind to each other. They help each other. It's just been a wonderful experience. And I'm looking forward to repeating that a couple more times. We will get, like I said, information out in the next day. And then somebody was talking about the walking foot for the BO8. Yes, we have one. And yes, I was going to I didn't have time to get Kaylee to do some filming, but I have here a sweatshirt, right? Big sweatshirt, right? And I cut it down the front. And I'm going to put a zipper in. And I have a pocket. All right. And I'm going to probably do a little bit more embellishing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the walking foot because the stretchy part underneath, the fleece underneath, is stretchy and these pieces aren't. So I have it set up. I'm going to do some work with the walking foot. I'll show you the results later. But this is the type of project that a walking foot is perfect for because you have that fleece and it stretches and you want to put things that don't stretch on top, like the zipper and the zipper tape. So I'm going to use my walking foot. I will show you the results later. Other uses for your walking foot, of course, a lot of people use it for binding. They want to make sure that they have a nice, tight fit there so that they don't end up with their binding, all wrinkled at one corner. So that's another good use for the walking foot. I've used it when I've done a lot of bias work. Even with a dual feed machine, sometimes the walking foot is the better option because if you're doing long bias, it gets really ugly. And the dual feed does a really good job for the most part, but sometimes if you want that real accuracy, you might want to have a walking foot. So there are reasons to have a walking foot. All right. I think that's all I have today.
I wanted to show one quilt.
Okay. Just one?
Yeah,
okay.
Just one.
All right.
I want to show Jean Westfall. What is the name of it? Do you know the name of it?
Oh. Somebody here will know the name of this.
Yeah.
Did I talk too long?
No.
Okay. Okay.
There you go. Just the top, yeah. All right. So I had to show this one off before it goes to its home. What is the name of this one? Is this the... Yeah. So this one has been super duper popular. And we just did the quilting on it. And this is Jean Westfall's. She did an amazing job. and we did an edge to edge on it.
Is this a new design?
So this is like this is called loose panto swirl, and it's kind of like it's a very like kind of classic panto style, and it looks really great here. Let the top part fold so we can raise up, so we can see the house. And one of the things we really like here, if you can shoot in on it, is a lot of times with, like, for example, live a thankful life and some of the other patterns my mom makes where you have the large pieces of wool like the houses or the barns. The edge to edge quilting, I actually think looks really, really great on it. It actually sort of embellishes it a little bit.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
And, you know, it just goes to show that you don't always have to custom quilt these wool applique projects. Now, I always think it's a great idea to custom, but if you're someone that does them a lot and you want it back quickly and you don't have the, like, maybe the budget all the time to send everything to be customed, this is a great option.
Yeah.
So this is Aurifil Invisible. As you can see, it just disappears everywhere, and it doesn't take away from the, you know, because the star of this is obviously all of the handwork, all of the wool applique.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want the quilting to overshadow that, and I think it does a great job of disappearing.
Yeah.
Until you really look closely, and then it's just kind of a nice little subtle
Texture.
texture to it.
It's nice.
So cotton Aurifil in the backing, and it just matches the backing. So I wanted to make sure that we didn't let this one escape without showing it off, because I thought it was just beautiful.
It is. This is a great pattern.
Yep. So I wanted to make sure we showed that one off here. Here we go.
Okay.
Do we have prizes?
We do.
All right.
All right. And part of the prize package this month, we have needle keepers, magnetic needle keeper. So put your needles on the magnet. You can dump it out. They won't come off the magnet. Snaps shut. Your needles are secure. So we have 2 winners.
Yeah, I want to answer that question. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, Barb. We have
All
a
right.
good question from
All right.
Nancy.
Okay. Question.
These are my types of questions. I love this.
Okay.
So the top tension for the Aurifil thread is usually looser than what we run cotton. And essentially what you want to do is what the sort of the, I guess, variance as you raise or lower the top tension, this is what's going to happen. So you want it to run it tight enough where you don't get any loops on the bottom. That's the worst thing. Is if it's too loose, you're going to reach under there and you're going to feel that invisible thread. So you want to start tightening it from there so it looks beautiful on the back. And you want to keep tightening it until you start to see that bobbin getting pulled up. So especially with like a blue back thread, like on that one, when you go over the lighter spots on the top, you'll start to see the blue dots, the bobbin. You want to back it off from there. So there's like a sort of operational range between
Balance.
feeling any type of loops. That's horrible, right? That's not good. But as you tighten it, you want to keep going until right up until you start to see it on the top. So that's sort of the range. So generally with a number, I usually start off at 4 just right away. And a lot of times that's too tight. And what it is I'll just see sort of too much of that bobbin. So I'll slowly walk it back. And you know, the wool applique, and whether it's cotton or flannel or whatever, batting can all affect on where it finally settles.
Yep.
But generally speaking, with the Bernina, with the Q series, I start right at sort of that factory setting, and I just go from there.
That's what it comes up.
Yep. And usually the direction I'm moving is I'm slowly disappearing the dots on the top while monitoring the bottom to ensure that there's no loops from the top being too loose. So I hope that,
It's a balance.
yeah, it's a balance. It's a tug of war.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anything else?
That's a good question.
Nope, we're good.
What do we got? We got winners?
We got winners.
Winners.
Here. One for you, one for me.
Tina and Bo,
Tina and Bo.
congratulations. You are a winner.
And Mary F. from Kansas. Mary
Awesome.
F. from Kansas.
Congratulations.
You are a winner. Yay.
Congratulations.
All right. All right.
Do we have anything else, Barb?
Well, Jake has a cold, and he said he didn't want to come up here and cough and blow his nose, so we excused him today. So once again, I am stuck with doing his job.
Oh my gosh. The one
The one
he's got to do, right?
I know, but here it is. We're done for the day, so we are going to say, clean and oil your Bernina.
Thank you.